Hey, yo. Check it.
Welcome back, hero.
My word is my sword, Hokage and Batosai, pulling the blades out of the forge, yo. Prior to my knowledge of the Force, was thinking Jedi, but through obtaining holocrons from both sides, I'm under gray skies. Everything that glitter ain't kyber crystal, my mind to lift you. In this time we shine together, disarm your pistol, yo. Welcome to the SwordCast, my wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast, my wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast, my wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast, my wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash.
Yo, Wagwan. Oh yeah, you ain't got no battery.
Hey man, real quick before we get started, I gotta shout out the homie Rough Criminal on YouTube. He just posted Metal Face Akage on there. He's got a good following on YouTube, and I was getting a lot of new followers and stuff out of nowhere on like all my social media platforms, and I was kind of like, what's going on? You know what I mean? And lo and behold, my little brother Mike texted me, and he told me about it. So shout out to you, bro. Thank you, man, for spreading the word. Spreading the word to the people. Episode, what is this?
79.
9.
Bro, we need to use this more often, dog.
Yeah, we do. It's hilarious.
Let me see. Where's my punch at?
9.
That shit's so disrespectful, bro. Nigga, 9. So bitch ass up, goddamn it. Nigga, knock your goddamn head off, goddamn.
9.
Wake up.
9.
Oh man,
I ain't got nothing for athletes.
Nope.
Offensive lineman.
But we ain't had an athlete since the 50s.
We had Luka.
That's right. Yeah, he was our first athlete in like 20 and like a long time.
Like occasional offensive lineman. 79 got to be one of. Is that the worst number for sports ever?
No, I think the worst number for sports ever is like you can get away. I don't know. I think like, you know what number I think is disgusting?
What's that?
Like, I don't know why either. 37.
That's trash.
That's just
that's whack.
And like Rodney Harrison, who's like one of the best safeties in NFL history, and he was number 37.
I got one.
I feel like Ron Artest might have been number 37 at some point.
Bro, I got one.
Weird number.
I got one for you, and this is one of my guys, man. One of my young Piston rookies. Shout out to Saban Lee. He caught a body last couple of games. 6'1", explosive point guard. Not a great shooter. That's gonna hold him back until he figures that out. But he's got nice handle, crazy athletic. Poked on somebody, and it always looks good when it's a little guy dunking on somebody.
Oh yeah.
His number though, bro. His number 38.
Yeah. No. Nope.
It was so many other numbers you could have picked, dog. 38? What the fuck is that? Shout out to him.
In his defense, some teams do have like really weird numbers available because of like their retired jerseys.
Yeah, but we ain't the Celtics though. If you play for the Celtics, I get it.
If you play for the Celtics, you'll be out there bringing the ball up the floor, rocking number 98.
It's for sure. I think Isaiah Stewart got a weird number too. I think he might be number 28. Yeah. Ugh. I don't like that either, man. I just feel like
football numbers.
Yeah, like I feel like that's like a running back number, isn't it? Or like a cornerback.
That's
maybe.
That's like a running back number 28.
Yeah. Anyways,
not for basketball. Yeah, dog. You gotta lead the way, bro.
Yeah, you ain't got no battery.
Nope.
Well, we can start it off with what have you been into lately?
Hey man, you already know. Y'all know what I've been into. I'm still on the Pokemon. I started battling. I told myself I wasn't gonna battle no more because it's stressful. So I went back, played Emerald, beat it, loved it.
And they called you just when you thought you was out.
They pulled me back in.
So
when I used to be a kid, right, on Emerald Emerald is my favorite one, as you all know. But I would beat it and then thought I was nice. You go to Battle Frontier, where the battles are real. You know what I mean? Taking mad L. So it felt good to conquer my childhood. You know what I'm saying? Like go to Battle Frontier and like just run. I just went to Battle Frontier and just ran like 20 it. And just ran it because I know how to. Now.
Armed with some knowledge.
Yep. I was in there with Septile, Metagross, and
that's one of my dogs.
Yeah,
man.
he's cold.
Metagross is a beast, really good and competitive.
Yeah,
too.
Septile, Metagross, and Gyarados, I think. And then I said I wasn't gonna battle online, man, but I've been out here. But I've been out here. I've been winning. It's just like anything you do that's ranked or competitive. You run into a lot of
fuck you, bitch. Gonna do the same thing over and over again.
My goodness, everybody uses the same ones. Pokemon.
Who are the big three that people are always using?
So the ones that you're gonna see in every battle is like Cinderace, Zacian, who is ridiculous on there, man. Fairy Steel. Fastest Pokemon in the game, I think. Like even I like to use a Selgor, whose speed is like Zacian is faster than Selgor. Then it's Fairy and Steel, so it has like no real weakness. It's annoying.
Poison, I think that's it.
Nope.
Because it's steel. The steel typing. Yikes.
And you can't even do. And the fire don't even. Fire.
It's like
it's not a full 4 time effective, so it's annoying. Zacian, Cinderace. You see. Landorus a lot. You see Zapdos.
Mewtwo, I bet.
Nope, you don't even see Mewtwo that much. Yeah. You see
what about
Cinderace?
Dragapult?
Nope, not that much. He's one of my mains. I use him a lot. I love him. But it's annoying because everybody uses the same ones and everybody.
What about the fire and ice monkey? Gar. You know what I'm talking about? Gardanian. Duranian or Durantian?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, people use that. People use they use like Torkoal.
Darmanitan. That's
Darmanitan. Yeah, Darmanitan.
There it is. We finally got there eventually.
Yeah, Darmanitan is really annoying. People use him. People use that little. What's that little turtle? People have some really whack strategies.
We just talked about him too, and I can't remember.
Not Torkoal, but the other one, the little red one with the yellow. He's like yellow. His defense is Shuckle.
They be using Shuckle, and you just can't hurt him.
You can't hurt him. It's ridiculous. And then they'll use like infestation and just sort of
nickel and dime you to death. Oh, that sucks.
You can't hurt him. You can't do any damage.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, if people do that, people do. People will play with. I can beat Cinderace, but if I don't, I have to. It's just hard because you got to predict, when they're going to put them on. A lot of people will lead with them, so then I usually have to go with have to go with Machamp, Dynamax him at the same time, and he can take he can take a hit, but he can't take Max Whirlwind though. So usually I either got to beat Machamp or Gyarados to beat Cinderace, but. Yeah, everybody they do the same, pick the same Pokemon, do the same annoying little strategies. Like, I played somebody, this is kind of dope though. It was annoying, but it was dope what they did. They used Blaziken, and Blaziken's got speed boost. So they do detect and they block your first move, speed boost. Then they do substitute, and then another speed boost. Then you got to kill the substitute. Then if the substitute doesn't die, they do sword dance. And then...
That's by
that time, he's the fastest Pokemon in the game.
And the strongest.
Yeah, and after Sword Dance. And then they do Baton Pass, and they pass they take him out and they pass the buffs to Right,
fucking Tyranitar, goddammit. They just smash your whole team.
Pass it to somebody else. Super annoying. That Dracofish. Annoying.
He sucks, man.
But I'm starting to figure out how to beat these things. Like you gotta... Because I already know I irritate some people by beating their stacked team with Hitmontop, Selgor, and Dragapult. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta there's ways around it. You know what I mean? I figured out with Dracofish, he does that tail move, and it just one shots your whole team. But the reason is because his ability is that or it's either his ability or the move itself, but I know that if he attacks after you,
it doubles the power.
So if you just got to make sure you got a slower Pokemon to go against him.
Or you got to make sure that you decimate that nigga all the way to death, which is hard to do because he's...
Well, he'll one-shot you because you'll hit him first and then he'll one-shot you with that move. So you got to make sure you attack second.
But I'm saying if you kill him on the first move is what I'm saying.
Yeah. You gotta, for sure.
Like either you have to go second or you have to. If you're gonna go first,
you gotta one shot him.
You got to make sure he don't get up after that.
Yeah, facts. That and then like with Zacian, I figured out that the reason it's so powerful is because of Rusted Sword. So you have to. The thing that sucks is you would have to run like a focus sash on somebody so they can't get hit one hit, and then you would have to use this move called knock off and knock the item off. But I don't do that because I like to put focus sash on the Selgor. You know what I'm saying?
And even if you do the knockoff, like you still wasted a turn on that.
Yeah, and you're gonna get blasted.
Right. Whoever comes next. I mean, if unless you're faster than them,
you're not.
You're not.
It's too.
If it's Zacian, then you're not.
Zacian's the fastest Pokemon in the game. I think.
So that's not even
ridiculous.
like a great strategy.
Yeah, there's a lot of broken ones that people use, but whatever. That's what I've been doing. What you been doing, man?
This just in, they are
G-Max Machamp though. Boom!
It's not this. It's not that. It's a nuclear bomb has just exploded in your face.
I love Machamp.
This just in, before I get into what I was doing, they are apparently making a Knights of the Old Republic remake.
Boom. Okay, what is it? Define remake.
They're just remaking a new game. Okay. It's not a remaster. Not a remaster. A remake.
That's what I wanted to
And
hear.
they're also allegedly leaning towards making it an action RPG. Holy cow. Thank God. And I love RPG. I don't know if I love
not
RPGs.
A turn bait? No, I don't. If it's not
if it's not
Pokemon or Earthbound.
Well, I'll get back. There's one that just made the list, and I'll get to that in a second.
What? Yakuza.
Nigga. So, but yeah, if like an action man, we've been waiting for an action RPG like that for Star Wars since forever. Like that would be an amazing game. I would love that. Right. I mean, essentially what we're talking about is imagine Ghost of Tsushima except Star Wars. Maybe the greatest game of all time. I mean, that's like.
Well, it would be second greatest because Ghost of Tsushima is the greatest game of all time.
Well, hold on though. If you were to just describe a game without actually playing it, but just describe your perfect game, like I feel like that's it. Like Star Wars characters and universe with Ghost of Tsushima, like gameplay, graphics, and like combat system.
Man,
I can't imagine a better experience.
Can you imagine just using a lightsaber period with that system and changing
stances? Let's go! And you got to learn the stances, and then if you do too much, or like if you go vapid, you might get too much to the dark side. If you use it too much, bro, come on, dog.
Goodness.
Hey, y'all. Hey, I know y'all listen to the pod, man. Come on, let's not fuck around
like with that type of graphics,
amazing,
bruh,
amazing.
Oh man.
Anyways,
I always loved Kylo Ren's like sloppy broken lightsaber. How it sounds so like
sort of rusty a little bit.
I like it. Oh man, that would be incredible.
So yeah, speaking of RPGs, I've been playing. I'm about to finish. I'll probably beat it tonight or tomorrow. Yakuza Like a Dragon, which this will be the last game in the Yakuza series. I've literally played every single game, played or watched the playthrough of every single game. And bro, that shit's fire. It's an RPG I didn't know about because Yakuza up until that point was a straight up beat 'em up. It was a straight up like beat 'em up, damn near Streets of Rage. Not quite, but it was like you run up on people and it's like a gang of 5 or 6 people, and you just have to fight, punch and kick people, right? Which is cool. It's dope. I enjoy it. But they brought in an RPG gameplay element into it, man. It gets wonky. It gets really wonky. But they do such a good job of explaining why it suddenly is. Because I remember you were talking about Yakuza not being sure about it because it just looks so crazy. I would be willing to bet that maybe what informed that opinion was watching the gameplay or the trailer of Like a Dragon, because it's a completely different. Niggas be doing fireballs and like electric shocks and all kind of superhuman shit. But the way that they explain it to keep it in the universe is so clever, bro. The main character, you play as a new main character. who had been in jail for 18 years for some fuck shit. Got out of jail. He basically was in jail for all of the stuff that happened in the Yakuza games from Yakuza 1 through Yakuza 6. So he doesn't know about any of what's going on. That's how they can kind of make it a clean slate to start with a new character, because he doesn't really, he's been estranged from all the shit that was happening before, right? So this character is sort of, I mean, he's a Yakuza, so he's sort of a roughneck, but he's also like a nerd and is really into Dragon Quest. Like, he's really into RPGs. So he's like a pure-hearted Yakuza who wants to be a hero, right? So he's like really attached to this idea of like an RPG and like, hey, I'm a hero, and I'm like,
so it makes sense that it's,
well, it gets even better. Let me explain. And they even explain, like, in the first fight, one of his mans was like, bro, why do you wait for people to like punch you? Why don't you just hit them first? And he like explained something about, hey, I'm a hero. I want to give people a fair chance. I want to like make sure that it's fair with it. I want to make sure we each get our turn to fight, which explains like the turn based, right? And then as you go further through the game, he has like a hallucination where he fights this this group of gangsters, and one of them turns into like a big hulking dude with like a giant bat. And he was like, yo, did anybody else see that dude transform? and your party mates are like, bro, what the fuck you talking about? Like, that's just a regular dude. And so the whole fight happens, and he's like, and after you win, he's like, bro, none of y'all saw this fool transform into a monster. And all your party mates are like, nah, bro, you be playing too many video games. That shit has gotten to your head. So essentially the game has co-opted that so that you are playing from his perspective, and all of the enemies
like fighting monsters and stuff.
They're not monsters, but they're just like exaggerated versions of people.
That's dope.
And like it's all like it's all from his perspective, and that explains why everybody's moves are just like crazy epic, and people are fucking knocking. Nigga, he got one move where he calls in an orbital laser and destroys like the entire city, right? This is all him having a hero complex and just thinking that that's what he's doing. But he's actually just like scrapping niggas. It's so funny, bro.
That's hilarious.
It's just a really clever,
that sounds really dope,
way to explain it. And just like every other Yakuza game, it's like a lot of subtle comedy. There's a side game where like you can go to the movies and gain experience points, but this nigga like doesn't do well in movie theaters. So there's a mini game that you have to keep him from falling asleep. That shit is fucking hilarious. He's just sitting here like watching the movie, and like you have to put in QuickTime commands, and there's these sheep that keep popping up and trying to like make him sleep, and it's like just be nodding off. And if you mess up, they'll like shoot like a sleepy laser at him, and this nigga will fall asleep, bro.
Oh my god,
it's so funny, but it's just done in like a creative, really fun way. But again, just like every other Yakuza game, the story itself is like serious, no bullshit, like crime and murder type shit. So dope game, man. I'm a flat out fan of the Yakuza series. I'm interested to see what they have next in the future.
Boom.
All right, what else we got? Wrestling recap. Why don't you take us through it? What happened in the world of wrestling?
Yeah, man. A wrestling recap. I don't know if you watched Dynamite last week. It was pretty good, man. Tai Conti and Hikaru Shida had a dope match for the championship. But
cousin Jungle
Boy and Darby Allin in the main event was fire. Also, I'm really loving the Moxley and Eddie Kingston together. They're hilarious. They're funny. But then the big thing that happened is last night at the Impact pay-per-view, Kenny Omega won the Impact title. So now he's on the Thanos quest.
Let's go.
Collecting all the belts. I love it. I think it's fire.
How far do you think that'll go? You think he got a shot at New Japan?
I mean, obviously that's the dream, right? You want him to get the Ring of Honor one and the New Japan one, but I don't know how. I doubt AEW has a working relationship with the Ring of Honor, but I mean, with everything that's been going on, I wouldn't be too surprised. So that would be dope, man. But again, like Ibushi not being the IWGP champion, I would think that wouldn't be on the table now. You know what I mean? But we'll see, man. You never know.
Who's Jay White, right?
Will Ospreay. Osprey. Remember Osprey?
Yeah. Who did Jay White have a belt for a minute?
He has not had one in a long time, but he did. He was the IWGP champion 2 years ago.
Okay.
After Tanahashi beat Kenny before Kenny left and went to start AEW. So
Will Ospreay, he is now, after he sacrificed his girlfriend.
After he beat his girlfriend up, the only woman that they've ever. Don't get me started. But yeah, he's the champ now. So that's pretty much it, man. On the wrestling side, Raw was trash and SmackDown was trash. NXT was cool, but Raw, SmackDown. So yeah, bro. I know that today is like what, the 32nd year anniversary of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. Oh my God.
32, I think. Is that what it says on there?
Holy shit. Yeah, man.
Old
so
as crap.
That puts a lot of things in perspective. One is that we're old. But you might be thinking to yourself, like, wait a minute, though. I'm not that old.
I'm not that old.
I remember watching Dragon Ball Z when I was like 10.
Yeah, for sure.
But here's the thing.
And I'm not 40.
That shit was already old news in Japan.
Right.
Dragon Ball Z, I think, Dragon Ball aired for the first time in like 1985 or some shit like that.
Dragon Ball. Yeah, man.
So, this is before we do, like, in nowadays for anime, they got the simul dub, which is like a week or two behind the Japan release.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was like years.
It was years.
Years. Me and Edmund used to scour the internet trying to figure out what happened after this Frieza saga. Because I didn't find out. I never watched the end of Dragon Ball Z. Like in America,
I don't think any of us did for a while
until I was probably maybe even after college. I had watched it all in Japanese on the internet, but this was like hard. This was early internet, the Wild Wild West, bro. Where like you had them stupid fan dubs that like used to have a bunch of stupid swearing in it. Like I know that sounds weird for me saying it, but like if you got Vegeta or Goku saying, "Oh, that fucking bitch," or like, bro, like, come on now, let's do better than that.
All right, come on, guys.
Goku didn't say that.
But yeah, man, I remember watching Dragon Ball Z, and the way I still remember the first. I remember really being obsessed when I was like a really young kid, and I remember being really, really obsessed because I had actually saw Dragon Ball first. And then
me too.
Yeah, they show Dragon Ball on random syndication here, and like
stopped after 13 episodes.
Yeah, really early in the morning. It was only on for a few episodes. Then I remember catching Dragon Ball Z and being like, "Yo, is that Goku?"
Yeah,
and he's
an adult,
grown. You know what I'm saying?
Also, we had never seen Krillin before until Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, for sure.
We did not see.
Krillin
never came into the picture.
Yeah,
in the original syndication of Dragon Ball.
I actually remember thinking that Gohan was Goku. Because at the time, I want to say this was like right after Piccolo and Goku beat Raditz, so Goku was like not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He wasn't there, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, loved it, life-changing. It's like right outside my top 5 probably like number 7 or something like that. Just like as far as Dragon Ball Z goes, a lot of people our age, obviously had a huge impact on us. Who was your favorite character when you were a kid, and has that changed at all?
Yes. My favorite Dragon Ball Z character, Dragon Ball Z, right?
Yeah, we're talking Z right now. We're celebrating the 32-year anniversary of Dragon Ball Z. That sounds terrible. We're celebrating the 32nd anniversary of Dragon Ball.
So it has changed. I had 2 different main characters and our favorite characters, and neither one are the same now. One was Goku, of course.
Boom.
And the other was Gohan. Gohan was the man of Dragon Ball Z.
Yes, he was. Teen Gohan.
Yeah, he started to fall off even after the time skip.
Oh man.
So obviously he's not my favorite character now. And Vegeta now is my favorite Dragon Ball Z character. But at the time I was not a Vegeta fan. I'm like 11 or 12, so I hadn't forgiven Vegeta yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was I didn't understand character development at the time,
bro. Yeah.
So I'm like, wait a minute, this is a bad guy. Like, what are we doing here?
Oh my goodness!
But once I was old enough to understand the progression of his character, I was like, okay, he's actually a great character.
Facts.
What about you?
Mine has not changed, bro. When I was a kid, I was always a big Piccolo fan.
Strong.
And then, even as I got older, I just started to, I still just continue to appreciate his wisdom and his role that he kind of played in the show. I'm always a fan of like the
mentor,
the kind of mentor, master,
role.
The Kakashi type of character, and that's what he was, man, in Dragon Ball Z. And when I was, younger, I would get frustrated because everybody would keep getting stronger, and he was kind of like became an afterthought. But it was when he's properly presented, like, and we always talk about how in the Broly movie, right? I love that how he was just kind of were there to help them get their fusion dance together, right?
Yep.
Like Goku's in trouble, and Piccolo kind of calls out to him, and he helps because he just the knowledge and the wisdom. Like, I'm good with that. Like, I'm cool with him being kind of the grandmaster type character. Like, do that then. Like, don't have him fighting and losing. You know what I'm saying? And not being strong enough to fight villains. Like, that's stupid.
Yep.
But. Yeah, Piccolo's always been my favorite character, man. I used to love obviously the fight with Android 17 is fire, but
hell yeah,
the Frieza fight was one of my favorites.
Let's go, brother. They got pumped up.
I can do that. I do great.
Let's go, dog. Hey, shout out to Nail too. Nail was
dope.
He looked sweet. He did look sweet as hell, bro. He looked super sweet.
Yeah, man. Namek before it got blown up by racist boy.
Oh my god, they blew their whole ass planet up. Anyways,
right?
Just fuck it, monkey. What did he call them? He didn't call them monkeys, but still, just.
Oh man, yeah, bro. But loved it, man. What was your favorite? What was your favorite like saga from Dragon Ball Z?
Oh, that's tough, man. That's hard because
it's a lot. It's a lot because like in Dragon Ball Z, they kind of bleed into the other one.
They do,
and then they're together a little bit. Like Android Saga really is kind of happening simultaneously with the Cell Saga. You know what I mean?
Technically, it's the precursor, but still. So I think, and I also am spoiled now that I've rewatched Dragon Ball, original Dragon Ball, and the arcs in Dragon Ball are way better.
Yeah, it's a better show. I agree.
But if I had to pick, I would say hard, dog. I got really annoyed with how up and down the Dragon Ball, they all followed a very similar arc, and it was so fucking long where it's like, man, we gotta wait for Goku to come because that nigga died or some shit, and then we get teased with maybe somebody else is gonna save the day, but it's actually nope, actually Goku. They had, Krillin had or Vegeta had Krillin kill him just so we can have a shot at Frieza, and still got washed,
bro.
So with that in mind, I guess my favorite arc would have to be the Cell Saga because that's the one where it actually was a passing of the baton. And you got Goku to be the one to make the sacrifice to push Gohan to get to the point where he kind of untaps that power and absolutely wipes the floor with Cell in one of the worst beatdowns in the history of anime.
He punched the
upgrades out that.
Oh man! And then he was like just decimating the Cell Juniors,
bro. And now that I'm thinking about it,
chop in half, just punch to.
It's right.
Punch to chili dust, to
mist,
to chili powder,
to cumin. Punch that nigga to fucking paprika. Goddamn it! Punch that nigga into Lowry seasoning sauce, dog. It's so funny, bro.
Cumin.
Hey, sneaky underrated spice. Good for you too.
It is. That was a good one.
One of my favorite parts of that particular fight, if you want to call it that.
It's really not a fight, and I don't know why people include it in their favorite anime fight. That is a beatdown.
It's just a one side.
It's a great, one of the best moments in anime history,
sure.
But it's not a fight.
Not a great fight. Also, it's Frieza versus Super Saiyan Goku was also not a fight either. It was a one-sided affair after that. Anyways, one of the funniest parts of that shit is when Cell gets that first
monkeys.
Because Cell doesn't really know what's happening. He don't really know what's happening here. And then, and then Gohan stole on that nigga right, dog. Fucking, and it made that sound, dog. Right, and then he was like. But hold on, bro. He was legitimately confused and was like, he was like, why am I so damaged? That's the word he used.
Bro.
That nigga said, why am I so damaged after 2 hits?
He was out there struggling. And Cell games, the sneaky, the fight with him and Goku was really good. I thought that at that point in time in the show, I thought the fight between him and Goku was the best, probably one of the best choreographed fights in that show. It was really dope. I think my favorite saga would have to be the Android saga, just because one, I remember that being the one where I was scouring the earth for the tapes for it when I was a kid. And then also I do like Goku, but I always loved to see the other characters in the position where they had to kind of power up and take some initiative. And that was also when Trunks came into the picture, and Future Trunks is my second favorite character behind Piccolo. So I really enjoyed that. Also, I loved to see Vegeta get his arm smashed by.
Vegeta definitely he earned that one.
I hated Vegeta until the Buu saga. I couldn't stand him. So that was the Prince of All Saiyans.
Also, your boy Trunks, and I love Trunks too. He's one of my favorites. But do you remember how disrespectfully he just got randomly killed by Cell? Just
dog.
And he was just minding his own business.
He was just chilling.
And the nigga Cell killed his ass.
That really made me mad when I was a kid. But yeah, Piccolo was on his game in that saga, man. And then he had the master plan too. He was gonna fight. He was gonna fight Cell. Remember, he was going to try to fight Cell because he knew that he was trying to absorb the androids. So he was going to fight Cell before he could absorb him. He actually kind of beat him up a little bit, and Cell ran away. And then Piccolo went to fight Android 17, which was fire, because he was like, all right, I'm going to kill Cell before he can absorb them. He got away bet. I'm going to kill the androids before he could absorb them. You know what I'm saying? So he was the one that had the master plan. So yeah, man, shout out to Dragon Ball Z, man. A life changer.
Boom. All right,
Let's she go on there. What time is it?
Now we got something else to talk about.
Now we got to get into the meat and potatoes of the episode.
Meat and potatoes.
What's on the menu? Man.
Goddamn movie came out this weekend, and y'all niggas had a lot to say.
Y'all had a lot to say. Hey, man, we're about to get into this discussion of the Mortal Kombat.
Right, bro.
I'm about to talk about the
Hey man, yeah.
The reason why I was so late on that is because I had to stare a hole into the console to make sure I picked the right one, because I literally always make that mistake.
Yeah, man, we about to talk about the Mortal Kombat movie, which I gotta say, man, a lot of y'all be seeing somebody you think is cool say something, and you just be having to go with what they said because you think they're cool.
All right, I got the Stu Gott's grip on the microphone.
Also, man, hold on, bro. Before we get into it, look, y'all, the internet, man. It's a very corny place.
Y'all boys is corny.
Y'all boys was out here wanting Mortal Kombat starring Denzel Washington as Jax, Leonardo DiCaprio as Liu Kang, Russell Crowe as
Raiden, right?
And Al Pacino as
Shang Tsung.
And Tom Cruise as
Johnny Cage.
Oh man, you guys are. I don't agree with you guys.
Hold up, bro. What the fuck y'all niggas thought was about to happen in this movie, bro? You thought this was going to be a character piece? I've had so much time to think about this because I've been on the internet for my first mistake. Battling with you fools. So check it out, bro. Here's what I think. We'll talk about the movie in a second, but let me get this take off first.
Right.
Y'all ever played Mortal Kombat before? I mean, this game.
No, I don't think they have.
Okay, let me explain what happens.
I don't think they have.
So Ed Boon, who created the show or the game, emptied out his toy box and threw all of his random action figures together and said, let's make a story about this. Now, the reason why we love the Mortal Kombat story is not because it's an engaging character piece. It's not because the characters are interesting or developed. It's not because it's a deep, nuanced, like crazy social commentary. Certainly not because the plot makes any sense. It's total nonsense.
Oh, there's a cop and
a fucking cop, dog.
There's a ninja.
A Chinese ninja? No, there's no such thing as that.
Oh, there's a 4-armed monster, man.
Right. A half dragon, a Baraka, whatever the fuck he is.
What else we got here? Cool. Here's a actual reptile,
right?
Walking reptile guy.
Some robots that we did a piss poor job of explaining. By the way, that in the actual source material, that fucking if you want to talk about the harebrainness,
cyber initiative,
the cyber ninja bullshit is just total nonsense. But you know what? You know why we didn't give a fuck? Because it was fun. It was fun and it was ridiculous and it was crazy.
And it was violent.
Right.
And the characters looked cool.
The characters looked sweet and it was just like, yo, like, what the like, I couldn't wait to figure out what they was going to do next with this nonsense.
Come on, man.
Now, with that in mind, since y'all niggas know so goddamn much, since you played Mortal Kombat, you know what's happening.
Which they didn't.
Y'all thought this movie was supposed to make sense? Y'all thought the plot was going to be comprehensive? Y'all thought, like, no. This is a big, dumb, fun action movie.
Let's get, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what Mortal Kombat the movie was?
What's that?
It was Mortal Kombat.
Exactly.
I don't understand. I just like you just said, I don't understand what people were expecting. Like like you said, do y'all play Mortal Kombat? Have you ever played it? I don't know. Cloud's getting big, man.
Yeah, we need to take you for a couple more walks, buddy. Yeah, I mean, look, bro, it's a big, dumb, fun movie that was fun and big and dumb and had cool fights and looked cool. Like that's all. Like what else y'all wanted, bro? Like I don't understand. So like what are we doing?
I don't either. Let's get into the movie itself.
Take us through it.
So I enjoyed it a lot. I actually loved it. I mean, right amount of nonsense, right amount of corniness that you kind of love in like the 90s movies that we used to watch, right? It had the corniness element to it. It had the wacky, wavy, inflatable story. What's gonna happen next?
Like ninjas and Chinese.
But you know what else it had? Sweet fights and sweet fatalities that everybody wanted to see.
Absolutely.
Joe Taslim as Sub-Zero.
So good.
Holy crap. This dude is a monster. That was awesome. He was great. But yeah, I enjoyed it, man. I loved the fight at the end was top tier. It was fantastic. Yeah. I was really hoping that Scorpion would come back at the end. He did. That was dope. So yeah, man. I mean, I was really disappointed that Kung Lao got sacrificed for Liu Kang character development. Yeah. I really, really loved Kung Lao. He was really good. The guy that played him was spot on.
Yep. Yeah, because Kung Lao is like they got the Kung Lao character down pat. Like he was
fantastic.
kind of a cocky, arrogant son of a bitch.
Saw the Wing Chun.
The Wing Chun stance, and it's and also, and you know, I talk a lot of shit about the Mortal Kombat games, but I think Kung Lao and MK 10 and 11 is the best depiction of Wing Chun that we've ever seen in a video game.
Oh, unbelievable. It's so good.
Oh, wait. I forgot about Leroy. God damn it. You right. My fault. Leroy that motherfucker is the real deal.
Sir.
My fault.
But the Kung Lao was close. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's close.
Love it.
Damn, I forgot about Leroy. My bad, bro. I didn't mean to disrespect the OG like that. My fault.
It was dope, though. I liked it, man. Kung Lao's fatality in the movie was disgusting.
Yeah.
You know what? And I think a very underrated, cool part of this movie that I was not expecting was Cabal.
Yeah, he was cool. He was real cool.
My brother Chris, that's always been his favorite Mortal Kombat character. So Cabal was cool, man. I really thought that was dope. So yeah, man, I liked it. I enjoyed the movie. The fights were sweet. Joe Taslim as Sub-Zero MVP was on. He was so good in this movie.
Yep.
My
one, and I just got done talking about plot, blah blah blah. However, I do have moments where I can be a film snob,
right? And
I will say the one thing that it was hard for me to ignore was it did sort of feel like, and I know a lot of people have not been happy with the main character. I thought it was fine.
Yeah, I thought Louis Tan was fine. I mean, was it corny? Yes, but like I said,
it's Mortal Kombat.
It's Mortal Kombat.
So cheesy game. Cheesy movie.
Yes, absolutely.
And we got to stop looking at, okay, I'll get to that point in a second.
Right.
But I thought that the creation of his entire character seemed to be a plot device to make the fight between Sub-Zero and Scorpion more emotional at the end. And it worked because it was a really dope fight. But it seemed like his entire existence was just to serve that fight.
Instead of just having Scorpion be in the movie more, you know.
I actually thought for a second when he was about to do it, when he figured out his Arcana, and I thought that was a nice touch.
Yeah.
The Arcana thing was a nice touch to explain how these normal people suddenly got superpowers.
I appreciated that as well.
Yeah.
You know?
When he first started to transform, I thought for a second that he was going to be reincarnated as Scorpion.
That would have been
kind of cool.
Fire.
That would have been kind of cool.
Yeah, that would have been dope. Also, I was kind of thinking, you know what else I thought would have been dope is if his suit if he could make different kinds of weapons with the suit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I mean, I still thought it was dope, man. I thought it was cool.
My last point about it is that we need to stop looking through nostalgia glasses and realize that the first Mortal Kombat was every bit as cheesy as this.
Oh yeah, and and you know what's funny is that me and you always defend that movie. We're always defending that first Mortal Kombat movie. Like, I don't know what you guys. That movie was not bad. The first one is a great '90s movie. That first Mortal Kombat movie is good. But y'all be saying it's the worst video game movie ever. Now that this movie's out, now people are going back to that one. Like, oh, this is a Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
man, shut up. Y'all didn't even
like that movie.
Didn't even like that movie. Y'all talk about it all the time.
By the way, like when I say cheat, like here we have to separate like. Cheesy doesn't necessarily mean bad. Like some things are intentionally that way.
We talk about, bruh. We always talk about like corniness it's not always a bad thing. It's a lot of our favorite '90s movies are extremely corny, bro, and it's like done on purpose. Makes the movie what it is. So. Yeah, man. But overall, man, like I said, I enjoyed it. I think y'all tripping. It was Mortal Kombat, and that's it. It was Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it was. Looking forward to the next one. It was fun. I probably gonna watch it again. Looking forward to the sequel.
Yep. I also would like to see Raiden scrap in the next one. And okay, real quick, off the top of your head, I know they kind of showed the Johnny Cage teaser at the end. Mm-hmm. If there's one Mortal Kombat character that you want to see in the next movie, who would it be?
I got two.
Give me an Earthrealm character and an Outworld character.
Actually, they kind of maybe not. Maybe actually no, they both work. They both work for both, and they come together as a package. I want to see Noob Saibot, which I'm sure we're going to get.
Which they kind of seem like they hinted at a little bit with the black of the suit.
No doubt, he's coming, and also I want to see. I can't remember his name, but Baby Sub-Zero, his little brother.
Quai Lang.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be dope.
I want to see him too. And technically he's Earthworm because he's human.
He's going to be good too, I think.
Yeah, those are my two. What about you?
That'd be dope. So mine, I won't say Noob just because you said it, but obviously you already know I want to see Noob. That'd be fire. But so for Earthrealm, I would love to see Kenshi. You already know Kenshi's my favorite Mortal Kombat character, the blind swordsman guy with the telekinetic powers. That would be dope. And then also Ermac, man. Fire. Ermac for our world. I love Ermac. And come on, man, stop being weird. Just give him the ninja suit, bro. Like, yeah, I'm not ever a fan of Reptile being like an actual lizard man. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I don't know if they're going to do that because, they changed his design in the game.
I know. Too. Like, why don't they just, the ninjas are cool. It's cool.
Because they wanted to separate because they got flack back in the day for just making a bunch of color swaps of Sub-Zero.
But it was still cool.
I mean, I agree, but the nigga said, no, I want to make a new character.
Whatever. So that's the ones I would want to see. Hey, man, but it's time for the real meat and potatoes of the episode.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, if you have not watched Falcon and Winter... I'm sorry. If you haven't watched Captain Black America...
Right. Yeah, man.
And the Winter Soldier season finale... You should skip forward a couple minutes to go watch it. Pause it. I don't know, but spoiler warning. Hey, man. Falcon and Winter Soldier, what'd you think, man?
Fire, bro. Super good. Super good. I think the Falcon Captain America costume is the most comic accurate suit that we've seen in all of superhero movies ever. Of all time.
Think that I would say that in Deadpool.
Yeah.
The fact that they pulled this off.
He looks sweet,
bro.
He looks so sweet, bro.
He got his own style.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
With the wings too. Because he doesn't always have the wings in the comic. That's
man.
Yeah,
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic, bro. Thought it was great. The finale was fantastic. I ain't gonna lie, man. I teared up a little bit at the end with Isaiah Bradley getting his moment at the end, and just Sam. This show has just been such a mirror of what is a mirror of what's happening in the real world. You know what I mean? And it's just been a big, giant, just subliminal message of that. You know what I'm saying? So I really enjoyed this show because of that.
I agree.
I thought it was really dope.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Let's go.
I almost agree.
Uh-oh.
And let me tell you why, bro. This is a high level woke take right here. This is a high level overstanding take right here. I understand that this is not going to be for everybody, right? I appreciated the effort for Sam Wilson, his speech, right?
Right.
It was good. I think it met some needs. For me, however, not enough. And here's why, bro. And this is because it's Disney. They had to neuter it.
Yeah, they got to neuter it.
They had to neuter it. And here's how they neutered it, bro. America is very, very good at, and even white America is getting good at acknowledging the suffering of black people in the United States and recognizing the reality that black folks live in a different America. They are doing a decent job of being forthright about that. Now, y'all follow me on this. What they do not do a good job of and have never done a good job of, white people outright refuse in many cases to acknowledge the role that white supremacy plays in that subjugation of black people.
100%, bro. I agree 100%.
Until they take that step, for me, it's not enough.
Right.
It's not enough. And they did a great job of doing that. Sam Wilson, and again, I understand Marvel, they got to make sure that they don't mess up their bag. I don't know if I get it, right? I don't necessarily agree, but I get it. So they're not going to say things that are too inflammatory. White folks are still struggling with the idea that whether you are intentionally racist or not, white people have privilege in this country, period.
Right.
Furthermore, there is still a discomfort around that and an unwillingness for white folks to face that reality in general.
100%.
And furthermore, in commentary around racial injustice, there is only the first half of that statement that happens. It's usually only the first half of that statement, which is, man, black people live in a different America than we do.
How'd it get like this? Oh, man. So, man, how about the Pistons, right?
Right. Until there is direct accountability and acknowledgement of white supremacy and the taking away of status and land and money and economic opportunity from black people by white people, until that is openly acknowledged, it's not enough. For me, of course, right? And I'm goddamn. This is not everyone's opinion, and I understand that. But like, I encourage us to start, especially black folks, start thinking about this. Be willing to think about this on a critical level and understand that not every attempt towards having conversations about race and prejudice is gonna be enough unless there's accountability. There needs to be accountability by those who are in power in order for there to be cooperation with those who are not in power. So that's how I feel about it.
I agree. Hey, couldn't agree more, man. 100%. So with that said, did you enjoy this season finale?
Hell yeah.
More than WandaVision season finale?
It's a great question. Maybe a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit. Only because I was a little, I enjoyed the episode. You know, I still have my gripes with Winter Soldier. He got down a little bit, but not what, I'm picky, man. Not enough for me. I like the fact that he kind of, closed the chapter on his book. He went and talked to the guy's dad. Remember his friend he killed his son when he was under Hydra mind control as the Winter Soldier. That was good. I kind of liked I was here for the Power Broker reveal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I thought that was dope. I kind of was thinking that anyway, but I thought it was dope. So Sharon Carter.
A full-on heel turn.
Yeah. I did not like I wasn't here for the redemption of John Walker though.
I wasn't either, but that happens in a comic, right? He's one of the Thunderbolts.
So what do you think do you think this is going to be a Thunderbolt thing?
I mean, there's a lot of evidence to suggest it. A lot of people online think that. I don't know just yet. But there are a lot of, I think what people are noticing is that there's a really good setup for it right now, but I don't necessarily know if it's in their plans. Right. They could definitely do it. There's enough players to do it.
And obviously the team would be very different because of the characters that have been, but you see John Walker, you see Zemo, you see, there's Coach, even Sharon, right? Like there's some pieces in place for something like that.
The chick from the black woman from Ant-Man 2, the Phantom.
Oh yeah,
girl.
that's a good call too, man. Yeah. Wow, yeah. So yeah, there's good places, there's good pieces in place for something like that. They showed. I was a little. I wanted it more Easter eggy things when they showed the raft and and so I thought that would have been cool. So check it. The raft is on Earth. I was getting it mixed up with the negative zone prison where like Annihilus is and where they put those guys like the super powerful like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's true. We were both getting it, and I was getting it confused with the thing in DC that I can't think of now.
Yeah, you were talking about that too.
What they threw General Zod in Man of Steel.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I loved this episode. I'd give it a 5, scale of 1 to 5.
Me too. All right, bro. So what else happened?
And yeah, man, I I enjoyed the finale. My only complaint, like I said, Bucky, and like you said, yes, the speech at the end could have held a lot more power. But obviously Disney, you know, what's that Squidward? That Squidward meme? White. But I loved it, and like I said, we, would have liked to see a little more Easter eggs in the raft. But it was dope, man. It was fire.
The reason why I think I like this better than, I don't know if I like the show better than, I don't want to compare them. They're so different.
You really can't.
So
different.
They're
so different.
But I will say I like the ending better because I was still a little bit mad at WandaVision for fucking us with the whole Fox thing.
Everything.
I mean, look, I don't care what, I know a lot of people think whatever. Like, no, that shit, I know it was supposed to come out first and blah, 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 blah. I don't care. Y'all know what the fuck we wanted when we seen,
right.
What's my man's name? The guy, Peter Evans, I think is his name, who played the other Quicksilver. Y'all know what the fuck y'all was doing.
Right.
That was just a needlessly cruel troll.
That was petty.
I ain't like that shit. So I was still kind of recovering from that. Right?
Yeah, that was really petty, man.
So anyways, good stuff.
But, yep. And what we got next? Is it you can only pick 3 times?
I think it's time, bro.
Boom.
You can only pick 3.
That's right, yeah. You can only pick 3. Woo! That's right, BG. Hulk Hogan. Oh, God. You know something, nigga? Oh. Brother.
Sorry.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's pull it up.
Yeah, man, you can only pick 3 time. Love what we do last time. Oh, we did the Marvel villains. That was fire. This one's about to get real nerdy right now. This time we got Marvel crossover events, comic book style. I tried to keep it a little more modern. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I know most of these. Let me see.
These are a little more modern. Okay, we got Avengers versus, what do we got? We got Avengers versus X-Men.
Yeah.
We got
Infinity.
We got Secret Invasion. We got Annihilation.
Is that Ultron?
No, Annihilation is it's a cosmic event that they did. I'll explain it if you're not familiar. We got Annihilation. We got Secret Wars. The updated one, we got House of M, we got
World War Hulk. Let's go.
We got Civil War, and we got Siege. This is 9 really good.
Yeah.
If you, regardless of time, if you were to look up the greatest Marvel crossover events that happened, these 9 would be in the top 15 probably. For sure. You know what I mean? These
I would
are all
say
really
the
good.
only one that we might be missing, even though that wasn't really never mind. I was gonna say Age of Apocalypse, but that was not.
Age of Apocalypse is fire, but it was the 90s. It was definitely in the 90s, and
it was also more X-Men.
More of an X-Men story
than
it was. These are all 2000s. So
the only ones that I'm not familiar with is Annihilation and Siege. I know what kind of about Siege, but Annihilation I'm not up on at all.
Okay, Siege is I read Siege for one reason, because there's something that incredibly violent that happens in that. It's when Sentry kills who does he do this to? And he has a
lot of bodies,
and he just pulls my man apart. It's really gross.
I've seen that panel, but I don't know who that was.
I can't remember who he does it to.
Let's go through these real quick. So X-Men versus Avengers, or Avengers versus X-Men. So I read this and it's good. I have problems with this shit though. I feel like the writing was a little inconsistent because they undersold a lot of the X-Men here. Also,
yeah, they did. I always said that they rushed this
for sure.
I thought that this could have been the single greatest crossover event in history. Like, how long have we wanted that? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, people have wanted Avengers vs. X-Men forever.
What year was this? Was like 2007, maybe?
This was around 2000, maybe maybe 2010, maybe 2010.
If it is, then I have a theory about why.
Okay, I would say 2010.
This is 2012.
2012. Okay, yeah.
So here's my theory, and this is also why I don't like it quite as much as I could have. One, I mean, so the Phoenix Force is involved here. You got Hope Summers, involved. You got the X-Men dealing with like what's that? The mist, the Terrigen Mist, and like they're facing like an extinction situation with the mutants, which I get, right? And could have been dope. And but Cyclops has a fire ass moment here where he thinks that he like dies, like he like thinks that he's dying, and like goes out in like this blaze of glory,
right?
And this is where you also see a version of Cyclops. I know niggas are quick to call Cyclops a cop. He used to be, for sure.
Yeah.
And he was in the X-Men animated series, but later versions of Cyclops that fool is a revolutionary. I mean, he's Magneto for all intents and purposes.
But he started to get like that
for sure
later.
Yeah.
You know
yeah. And you see a lot of it in this comic.
Well, it's because he woke up. You know what I mean?
Bro, he got dog.
He had to get He had to get activated, man, and he got activated and he had to get activated on the job. Like he had to get. He wasn't trying to hear Magneto. He had to get activated in the field. You know what I'm saying?
But so here's my theory. The reason why I didn't like this quite as much, and like there wasn't really a clear winner necessarily, but what did happen after this was a clear change in the pecking order from A team to B team.
Yeah.
Where Avengers became the A team, X-Men became the B team. You already know how I feel about that. I feel like that's blasphemous. But Marvel had to make sure they secured the bag.
They did, because at the time Fox owned the X-Men movies,
and the Avengers were the main guys, so they had to make their comic continuity make sense. Bro, they were about to push the X-Men all the way out the window.
That's crazy.
Because that's why they tried to big up the Inhumans. That's why they tried to do that whole thing. I would have fucking stopped reading comics if that happened, bro.
They're nowhere near.
If that had happened, I'd have been like, bro, you know what? I don't know if I want to do this shit no more. Like, I think I might be all set if that's how y'all gonna do me. Because I love Black Bolt, and I like what's my man who's Karnak?
Yeah,
that nigga power
Karnak
is bro. I just
know stuff.
You know what I'm saying? I just got tech.
Karnak's a dope character,
bro. His power is that he just got tech. Like I just know how to shut you down,
understand.
Bro. Right, dog. Let's go. But the rest of the Inhumans are kind of weird. I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah, I'm not a fan either. Never really been a big Inhumans fan.
So with that in mind, and you also got to see a weird version of, and this is when people start talking to Scarlet Witch shit about how she shut down the Phoenix Force. Let's not. Don't get me started on this, bro. That wasn't sure it was the Phoenix, but that was like that's like here. The Detroit Pistons beat the Golden State Warriors, except the Warriors were starting an entire G League team, right? Like it's not the same, bro. Like come on,
right?
Jean Grey, White Phoenix of the Crown, snaps her finger, and the Scarlet Witch disappears. Game at the end. Game over. Anyways, moving on. So for that reason, I can't have this one in my top 5 or my top 3. Infinity. I'll let you talk about this one. This is your shit.
Yeah.
This was I read it at your behest, and
very
it's really
cool,
good.
Man.
Really dope.
And despite popular film belief, this is the one that they kind of drew the most from for the movie for Infinity War,
especially as far as the characters.
Yeah, for sure.
They drew the initial plot. I think was mostly
it's
from the
Infinity Gauntlet, but as far as Thanos having the Black Order,
for sure,
and those things,
and the invasion of the Marvel universe,
and that, and the fight in Wakanda and everything, that's all from this right here.
Okay, Secret Invasion. Here's a hot take, bro. I'm not a huge Skrull fan, bro.
Right.
I think that the Skrulls, you gotta be. It just doesn't make for good action, in my opinion. It's like a spy film.
It is.
Right?
It becomes like a spy,
and I like stuff like that.
Spy thriller type of thing. Yeah.
I like stuff like that, but I just need to be in the mood for it. Like I have to be going into it. Like I think a Skrulls show that the Secret Invasion show that they're going to do, I think it'll be dope. But people got to get the right expectations. If they do it right, it's not going to be a lot of fighting. It's going to be a lot of sleuthing around and trying to figure out, goddamn it, who's a Skrull and who's not. But for me, this doesn't work all that well in comic books. I'm trying to see like crazy battles in comic books.
Right.
So I didn't love that one quite as much. I'll let you talk about Annihilation. It sounds like if it's cosmic shit, it sounds like I would fuck with it.
I think you would like it because your boy Silver Surfer is a big he's a big player in that. So is Nova.
Is this where
Gladiator.
Franklin Richards?
Nah, this has to do with Annihilus and the Annihilus wave.
Facts.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think my first keeper here for sure is going to be Secret Wars, Jonathan Hickman 2015. This is one of my favorites ever. I reference it all the time.
Boom.
Because this is what this was essentially the launching point of the Marvel Comics universe as we know it right now.
Yep.
Where they took the Ultimate universe that had existed since the early 90s and the 616 and all the rest of the universes as well, had them in the Universal Incursion where they were kind of running into each other.
Yeah.
We get a Black Panther with the gauntlet moment here.
Yep. The Illuminati, all that good stuff.
Yep. And bringing those two worlds together to relaunch with the help of Franklin Richards and the Molecule Man, the new Marvel universe. The best part about it though is that you get, in my opinion, the next big bad in the MCU, which is God Doom, who seizes who seizes the power of the Beyonders. It's kind of harebrained how he does it. It's sort of, they kind of yada past it where he like, you flip the page and all of a sudden it's like Doom World or Battle World and he's in, you have to go back to figure out how he did it, and it's sort of like, okay, if you say so, but it's Doom.
That's
so
cool.
Right, fine. But it's Doom, so, and it's dope. Like, everybody, okay, so this is where we got to make sure we read our comics, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody wants to say, hey, Doom versus Thanos, and they show the panel where Doom rips out Thanos' whole skeleton, and without the context that is, with the gauntlet, right?
Yeah.
And without the context of that's God Doom. That ain't just regular Victor Von Doom. That's like Infinity Doom, goddammit. Yeah. Right? Like that's a totally different character.
Not regular Victor.
Not at all. But this is just a fantastic story. Jonathan Hickman is one of the sweatiest writers ever.
One of the goats.
And it's right up my alley because it's crazy complicated, and it's like, bro, what the fuck is going on? But I kind of like that.
I love him. Ed Brubaker.
Facts.
Rick Remender is really good too.
So yeah, this will be my first keeper. Damn, this is gonna be tough because I got two I need to choose from.
Yeah, dog. This is I know two of my keepers off top, but I don't know what my third one's gonna be. Yeah,
I got it. Okay, yeah. Let's not fuck around here. My next keeper is definitely gonna be House of M. This is one of the defining moments in Marvel Comics in terms of the X-Men lore, where you have there's a lot of decimation is important to keep in mind before House of M, where I can't exactly remember the context, but that's what set up Scarlet Witch going crazy, and having this hallucination of having children that we saw in WandaVision, right? That were the shards of Mephisto's soul. She realizes that she created the children, kind of, and also realizes, and once she realizes that, they disappear, and then she loses her mind, has a psychotic breakdown where she alters reality on a huge scale and depowers 98% of mutants. And I'm talking about devastation, bro. Are you familiar with the mutants? You remember Chamber, the cat with the energy furnace in his chest, bro? He got it the worst because his shit just turned off. And his power is that there's literally like a nuclear reactor in his chest, and how his powers manifested is it literally his chest just exploded.
Yeah.
And like the
crazy.
Bottom part of his mouth and all through here is just a furnace. And he lost his power. So basically he's just like a corpse with like a giant hole in him. And
man.
Right, like that sucks, right? So like Wolverine has a dope arc here because he doesn't lose his powers, but somehow he like remembers everything from his entire life. You got this random girl That was the only part about House of M that was kind of like, all right, what the fuck y'all doing? Where like the MacGuffin was just some girl who just knows that it's not right. And like, okay. And Wolverine it was Wolverine, right?
Yeah. Well, he's the one that knows. He just remembers how life was before this happened.
And the girl does too. And then they have to. Oh, and not Scarlet Witch, White Queen has to like read her mind, and then one by one they have to figure out like this isn't the real reality. Blah 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 blah. It's super fire.
Yeah.
It has lasting implications.
Yeah, it does.
Another one that I would have put on here that comes right afterwards, that in terms of, I'm caping for the X-Men right now, would be Messiah complex. Where they
with a New Mutants born.
Yeah, with Hope Summers.
I was really close to putting that on here. I was thinking about putting that on here instead of Annihilation.
Word up.
That one's really good.
Those two stories, and they're like 10 years apart in real life, but they go together because like there were no mutants.
Yeah,
after that,
the Messiah Complex, the first mutant is born again, and they got to try to protect her before, Cable plays a really dope role in that story.
Yep.
The
Marauders.
It's a good story.
So that's going to be my second keeper, just because it has just such huge implications for the X-Men moving forward. My last two. So I'm going to skip Siege since I don't know a lot about it. I'll leave that one for you. So here's what we're gonna do, bro. The last two, dog. We got Civil War and we got World War Hulk. Now look, bro, I was never necessarily a huge Hulk fan until I read World War Hulk, bro. That's the best version of the Hulk by leaps and bounds, bro. Like
ever.
It's not even like they really, really shafted the Hulk in terms of the MCU, in terms of really showing his power.
Man.
They don't call him World Breaker Hulk for nothing. Like I think and I'll let you talk about Civil War too, because I just want to talk about World War Hulk for a minute. I think I'm going to go with World, and I love Civil War. I just think they ruined it by doing Civil War 2. That sucked, in my opinion. World War Hulk, though, the premise is just so ridiculous, bro. The Illuminati gets together.
This dude is nuts. Get him out of here.
Dog, they just decided, like, hey, bro, the Hulk, that nigga he might be more trouble than what he's worth, so we need to figure out something to get him out of here.
Out of here, as in off planet Earth.
Yes, they sent him on a spaceship with a bomb in it, by the way.
Oh, my goodness.
Through a black hole. By the way, it's important to note, of the Illuminati, who I think is like Black Panther,
Reed Richards, Doctor Strange,
Namor. He has been in it. I don't know if he's in this version, but he's definitely. Yeah, no, he was.
Stark.
Xavier.
Black Bolt.
Black Bolt, yeah. Xavier and Black Bolt. No, important to note, Black Panther and Xavier were not present at this meeting. That's an important detail. So they sent this nigga to fucking and so you saw a little bit of this in Thor, except it happened in a different way. But he goes to another planet, conquers the planet in like 3 days.
Right.
Finds some peace, has a family, has a wife. Wife goes into the ship for some reason. The bomb goes off, explodes, kills her, ruins the peace that he finds. The Hulk is pissed, and by his own standards, like he's super pissed.
Yeah.
Comes back to Earth with questions. God damn it.
Questions.
That nigga came back, bro. He came to Wakanda, and Black Panther was like, "Nigga, you can get the fuck out of here. I ain't had nothing to do with that shit."
I wasn't there.
Hey, bro, I wasn't even there. You need to talk to these white motherfuckers. I ain't had nothing to do with that, bro. He went to the institute, bro.
Oh my god.
He went to the Xavier school and started knocking on doors. The Juggernaut came. Juggernaut couldn't do. Oh, actually, Juggernaut fought him to a standstill, which is a really
we talk about that all the time.
That's an impressive,
crazy
feat for Juggernaut.
Yeah.
But he beat the shit out of Colossus. He beat the shit out of Wolverine, which he does regularly
all the time.
He threw half of Wolverine's body over a mountain, and the other half the other direction. God. He beat the dog shit out of Black Bolt. He went to the moon and beat the shit out of Black Bolt. You don't just beat the shit out of Black Bolt. Like you don't just do that. Like Black Bolt is one of the strongest.
He's powerful.
He's crazy powerful. He fought the Sentry to a standstill.
Bruh,
I mean, I'm
Sentry.
talking. And the Sentry is super duper man.
Strong.
I mean, he's crazy powerful. So this version of the Hulk is just, and he retains all of his like mental processes at the same time.
That's what's so dope about it.
This is the best, by far the best version of the Hulk ever, and he just absolutely lays waste to everybody. And you feel good for the Hulk because it's like, man, fuck these niggas, bro. Like,
yeah, bro.
They did you dirty, bro. He beat the dog shit out of Iron Man. He almost kills Iron Man.
When Iron Man clone. I'll talk about
go ahead. So that's I'll let you go ahead, bro. But those are my top 3. This is dope. I love this, bro. This is super dope.
So what's your 3?
I'm gonna go with Secret Wars, House of M, and World War Hulk.
Boom.
So what you got?
Real quick. Speaking of beatdowns, when Iron Man clones Thor in the Civil War and the war's over and Thor comes back with questions.
Right. What the fuck is this shit? What the fuck y'all niggas been doing?
Bruh, he beats the dog. He almost kills Iron Man. Like he beats up Tony so bad, bro.
Oh,
it's ugly.
Here's a question: who got the worst beatdown in Civil War? Was it?
I already know.
Was it Tony Stark at the hands of the Hulk? Of Thor, or was it fucking Punisher at the hands of Captain America?
It was Punisher, bro.
Cap. What the fuck you doing, bro?
I love Civil War Cap, bro.
Yeah, that's one of the best versions of Cap for sure.
Civil War Cap is just no nonsense government. No,
bro, you just murdered these niggas.
Bro, freedom fighter.
You think I'm gonna just let you get away with that, bro? What are you, crazy? You beat the dog shit out of Frank Castle.
Right. Not even Punisher.
Right, no, you've been demoted to Frank Castle. Goddamn it.
All right, but let's go. We got Avengers vs. X-Men, which, like I said, man, it was cool, but for the potential, I just don't think, for the potential that this had, and as long as people were waiting for it, and like it was literally a dream come true, and it just wasn't what I thought it could have been. But I will say this, bro. I've hated Cyclops always, and this is the story. 2012. So I've hated Cyclops forever. This is literally the story that made me like get his character, I guess, more, and like started to not hate him so much. So, but yeah. Then the next one. Look, man, this is mine, right? Then we got Infinity. Not the Infinity Gauntlet story, but the Infinity story, man. This story is so good. If you guys haven't read it, I think Jonathan Hickman wrote this too.
He did. Yep. He's the GOAT, bro.
GOAT. This story is so fire. Like I said, with the movies, the kind of the storyline is, that's Infinity Gauntlet original, but a lot of as far as like the invasion of Earth and the Black Order coming, like this story is really, really good, man. You get to see the Black Order for the first time, and they are so strong. Like they're super underpowered in the movies. I said before, Corvus Glaives, the one with the spear, he goes to the X Mansion, just dominates. You know what I'm saying? Proxima Midnight goes to Atlantis, dominates. The only person that takes the L is the big fella, Black Dwarf. But you know where he went? He went to the motherland.
Got his ass.
Went to Wakanda.
Packing.
Got his
ass colonized.
He got decolonized.
Right.
He got smacked. But yeah, man. So this story is crazy. Basically, Thanos is like looking for his son, and he wants to kill him. He's crazy. He's looking for a son. This dude sends Corvus Glaive to these planets, and I said this before. I really like that he was able to get into the lab, because remember they're like, oh, nobody can get in here, like it's because that's his job. Like Thanos sends before he does anything, he sends him to a planet to like scout the planet, and he does like the recon mission where he goes in there, scouts the planet, and he comes back and just tells Thanos everything. Like it's this many people, they got, children from this age to this age, it's this many women, this many men, this many women, this many children. They got this many guys that can fight. They got army here. This is where they like. He tells them everything, and he does it like quick. So I thought that was dope. In this story, he sends him looking for his son Thane. I think that's his name.
Thane, yeah.
And dog, Corvus Glaive just goes to these planets like, yo, y'all better basically bring me the heads of everybody on this planet from this age to this age. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
It's crazy, bro. It's a really good story. Like, Avengers have some really dope moments in this. Like, they're in space dealing with the builders, and the builders are like these god-like space creatures that up until this point everybody thinks they're immortal. Mm-hmm. And Thor calls Mjolnir, and this joint comes and just blows through the stomach of one of the builders, and then he just kind of looks at it like, everybody has the moment like, oh, I'm sorry, we can.
Interesting.
And then they just scrap with him. It's really dope. So this story is really good, man. I think people like it. Get a really dope fight with the Avengers fighting Thanos too. Thor goes heads up with him. It's really dope, man. This is one of my favorite stories ever. So this is gonna be my first keeper off top.
Boom.
Then we got Secret Invasion. I like it, but like you said, bro, it's like spy thriller. You know what I mean? Sure. And when I'm reading these big like crossover, multiple characters and teams and everybody I want like some. And don't get me wrong, there is a big battle in this. It's good, but it's not. There's fights and everything, but it is more spy thriller and like figuring out who the Skrulls are and stuff. But I do like it. And we got Annihilation, which is dope, man. This is. I remember when this came. I read this when it came. I would say maybe 2006. You want to look it up or something? Yeah. 2007, maybe around the time. But this was at a time really where this is like at the peak of my like comic book obsession, you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about like I was going to the 2005, okay.
2007.
Yeah. So this is me going to the comic book store every Wednesday, like getting the new drop and everything. So this was at a time when Cosmic Marvel was like completely out of the picture for some reason. Like they just didn't have nothing going, and you know what I mean? They didn't have nothing for Silver Surfer. It was like no current stories on like the cosmic stuff. And then they came out with this, and this is a really dope story, man. Like Silver Surfer's a big player in this. Nova, Ronan the Accuser is a big player in this. Like he's kind of fleeing from the Kree, and he's plays a big role in this story as well. Gladiator, I really like Gladiator. He's plays a big role in this as well, and it's about Annihilus and the Annihilus wave, and they're destroying all these planets, and you find out that the fleet is like powered by Galactus, who's like under this control, this weird like he's like being controlled, and then Silver Surfer has to go in and like actually kind of save him a little bit, I guess. But the big MVP of this story though is Nova, and this was like the first. I think this was like kind of his like breakout moment was this story here. So it's dope, man. If you never read it, you guys should check it out.
Is Thanos? I think Thanos is sort of a kind of a he's like an anti-hero in the story.
Yeah, he is, because he's like imprisoned at the time, and he in that negative zone jail that we were talking about earlier.
I figured it's called the Kiln.
Okay.
I remember that shit.
Yeah. So that's where he is, and he is. He plays like a little smart anti-hero type of role in this story.
Sort of like,
and you really get to see how like smart he is too. Yeah,
he really is smart. They underplayed that in the movies. I think.
He was a psycho. All right, what's next?
Oh yeah, my bad.
What we got next on there?
Secret Wars.
And we got Man. This is the one that I read on behalf of you. I love the original, the one from like the 80s. Mm-hmm. I like that one. I think this one might be a little better.
No, it is, bro. Flat out. It's not. I'm not one of the weird niggas that thinks that the old stuff is automatically better.
I think this one might be a little better. I love it. It's really dope. God Doom, Fire. I really hope we get that in the films. Yep. This is actually gonna be my second keeper, dog. Then we got House of M. You talked about a lot. Super important event. I do think I like Messiah Complex better, but House of M is very important.
Messiah Complex is a little bit more hopeful because it's a little bit of a comeback story for the mutants, kind of.
a little bit.
But the full comeback story didn't really happen until recently with this Dawn of X shit. That shit is fire, bro.
And then, it's dope. And then we got, come on, dog. Then we got World War Hulk. Monster.
That nigga. Look at the cover.
Bro,
like, he's just throwing
this is the, look.
super powered heroes around.
But, like, I'm not so much a fan of, like, I need the balance. Like, I need rage. Yes, Raging Monster Hulk is cool, but also like coherent, like Raging Monster Hulk. You know what I'm saying? Like all the power, but still up here. You know what I mean? And guess what? That's not Hulk from the films either.
No,
because that's not Hulk. You know what I mean?
Not just a big green.
Just a big green. But that's what this is. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I loved it.
He straight up told Wolverine right before they fought, like, bro, I know you think you got a read on me, but like it ain't the same.
Nah,
I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Nah,
like,
fam.
You need to reconsider.
It's such a good story, man. Hulk gets done dirty, gets his revenge. I love it. Then we got Civil War. This is, man, the first Civil War is a classic.
It is.
Obviously, source material for the Civil War movies. So good. A war between superheroes, bro. This is where I started to like Captain America. You know what I mean?
Too.
I never really was a fan of him until this storyline. He's one of the people, dog. Cap ain't a Boy Scout, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
certainly not anymore.
Not. This is when we start getting this Cap and Secret. And then Secret Avengers came out, and that's when he's like rolling with Shang-Chi. Come on, man. All right. And then we got Siege, which is dope. This is like kind of, remember Dark Reign when like all the villains, this is when Asgard is like, they have to put it on Earth because it gets destroyed.
Okay.
Well, they have to put it on, I can't remember why, but Asgard is on Earth. It's like floating in.
This must be after Ragnarok.
I think that's what happens. Yeah. And Asgard is like floating over Texas or something like that. But anyway, all the supervillains, Norman Osborn, and they're all coming to invade Asgard. This story is fire. Has a lot of crazy fights in it. It's really dope. You would like it. You should check it out.
Okay.
But all right, man, this is tough. My first keeper is Infinity. My second keeper is Secret Wars. It's gonna come down to Civil War and Hulk. I love this Hulk. This Hulk, it would be my number 4. I gotta keep Civil War.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go straight down the middle. Infinity, Secret Wars, Civil War, man.
Civil War, now that I'm thinking more about it, I'm gonna keep my keepers the same, but Civil War really is, I just can't get the taste. It just felt like Civil War 2 was so unnecessary.
Right,
bro.
it was, but it was, you know what it was, is it was a building block for Captain Marvel. You know what I mean?
And I don't want to be one of those, Captain Marvel, she's a woman, so she sucks. And I don't think that. I thought the movie was fine.
Right.
I just feel like they give her own joint. Like, let's not do more Civil War stuff.
Yeah, like piggybacking off of something that was popular and doing it again. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro, that's my 3 keepers. Boom.
All right.
Let's get it.
Let's go.
Hey, man, this is going to be fun. This is a fun one. I got to pee really bad. I'll be right back. You can pull it up. Hey.
Yes, sir. All right. So.
Let's go.
We got
MCU.
Bam. MCU movies.
SwordCast official tier list.
And the good news is we actually know all these movies because we've seen them all, and also these are big enough to read. So.
Yeah, normally the problem we run into is that they're so small.
Yeah.
Oh, that happened to us in the Star Wars one when we forgot Anakin Skywalker. All right, man. What we got first?
First one we got is Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
The second one, I will say this movie's got a awesome soundtrack.
Does.
Not as big a fan of the second one as the first one.
I agree.
I actually didn't like this one.
Yeah, I think for me, I couldn't put it higher than C tier.
I'd actually put it in D tier.
Ooh.
I'm being harsh.
Okay, so we got Ant-Man. Is this Ant-Man and the Wasp? Yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum Realm stuff. I liked I enjoy it. I'd put it in
I think this movie, the only redeeming quality was I like the black woman as the villain. She was cool.
That was cool. She was dope.
Like the negative zone was sort of the quantum realm was sort of the MacGuffin that they were going to use to start bringing people back.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could put it any higher than C tier.
I put it C tier.
I'm not a big fan of Ant-Man in general.
Yeah, me neither. Paul Rudd's hilarious though.
He is funny. Speaking of which, the next Ant-Man, the first
he's hilarious. Paul Rudd's awesome as Scott Lang. I still can't help but to think that it would be more interesting if it was Hank Pym.
Yeah, for sure. He's just old.
I know, but
is the problem. I guess
if they would have not gone that route and made him, you know what I'm saying?
Because he's. I mean, in the comics, he's Tony Stark, and
he's the same age as everybody. He's young,
similar age to Tony Stark, and also Bruce Banner as well. So with that in mind, we got
the first Ant-Man. The first Ant-Man, I'm kind of indifferent. I liked it. You know, it was funny. It was cool, but
these aren't my favorite Marvel movies.
I would put it in C tier as well.
Yeah, these aren't my. I would flip them though. I would put this one first.
All right.
I don't know if this matters for other people, but I always do like the best.
No, I never thought about that.
I typically always read it that way. That like the best of that tier, you read from left to right. So like
I just kind of throw them in the tier. So we're gonna have to have a talk then. You putting Charizard in front of Greninja when we did the Pokemon starters.
Man, I'm just saying, man. Charizard just got seniority. That's all. That's all it is. He's just an OG. But you know, he knows that Greninja is the young dog up and coming.
The young upstart. What we got next?
We got Age of Ultron.
Look. Okay, listen, man. I think this movie gets a bad rep for some reason. This is an important movie, y'all. Like, this is where we see Scarlet Witch for the first time. This movie is where we see Vision for the first time. This movie is where we get Thor has the vision where he has like the hallucination where he sees Ragnarok come in and he sees the gauntlet form in space with all the stones in it. Like, this is an important movie, bro, and I think it's got one of the best opening scenes ever in the MCU movies. I think this is a B tier movie.
I agree. I couldn't put it. I wouldn't be able to put it any higher than B tier, only because
Cap tries to choke Ultron. He's a robot.
And also, there's just a lot of other really good movies.
Yeah,
such as,
and we have to respect. What's that?
Infinity War.
S tier.
I agree.
Boom. Infinity War. Like, this movie, man. Infinity War is so good.
It is. Man.
You talking about a movie that starts off and just never stops.
It's a ride. It's a ride, man. From
the whole time.
Yep.
One of my favorite parts, man, is when Peter's on the bus and his hair goes up on his arms. That movie's fantastic. I love the nano suit that Tony had.
Yeah, the bleeding edge armor.
Oh, so awesome. And then I love when Ebony Maw and the Ebony Maw and Black Dwarf. They call him something different in the movie. What do they call him in the movie?
Supergiant.
No, Supergiant's actually Supergiant's actually another member of
who's not actually
the Black Order that's not in the movie. Yeah, she's dope.
What do they call
it? I don't remember. But when Black Dwarf and Ebony Maw and Tony says, "Earth is," what does he say? Earth is closed today. That's hilarious. I love Iron Man and I love him and Doctor Strange's interactions with each other. It's hilarious
because they're both like cocky assholes.
It's so
like
funny,
there's just not enough room on screen for both of them,
bro. I love it, and I also love how Peter just kind of makes this decision. Like, I guess I'm about to go to space and save the world. Dog.
Sure, yeah, no big deal. Let's just go to.
I love this movie, bro. This is about to make. I haven't watched it in a while. So this is gonna make me go home and watch it. I love Infinity War. What we got next?
The Black Panther.
Oh man, let's go.
That's got to be an S tier movie.
S tier, man. S tier. My only complaint for this movie was I thought they went a little heavy on the CGI at the end.
I agree.
But the casino scene, the soundtrack, the scene at the beginning, like so good, man.
I mean, not only was it super black, but it just in terms of cinematography and like an action action scene.
Bro, yeah.
That casino scene is one of the best scenes in the whole MCU, in my opinion. It's just a masterpiece, bro.
Agreed.
So good.
Agreed. I love this movie. Shout out to Chadwick Boseman, man.
Yes, sir. Rest in peace.
The legends. We got next.
Okay. This is where it's going to start getting tough, man. Now we got Civil War.
All right, so here's what we got to do, right? I love all these movies, but we gotta protect S tier. S tier is gotta be like, you know what I mean? Flawless.
I totally agree.
I love Civil War. Civil War is awesome. My only, I didn't really like how they kind of spun the whole Cap and Bucky thing at the end, where they I didn't like how they made Cap into the villain at the end of the movie, kind of.
Just sort of, and they made you very sympathetic for Tony
Stark, who was actually being the jerk in the movie,
for sure.
But I love this movie, bro. Come on, bro. This is when we first see Black Panther. Yep. This is like, I remember seeing the trailer and just losing my mind.
Yep.
I love this movie, bro.
Also, we got to see Spider-Man for the first time, too.
We see Spider-Man for the first time. Oh, man. We see Spider-Man for the first time. Bro, I don't know.
I don't know. We got to protect S tier, bro. I don't know if because there are some clear There's at least 2 movies coming up.
That
I think are going to definitely be S tier.
So let's put it in A tier, and maybe we'll come back to it.
All right. So look, bro, I got a hot take, bro. I think this movie sucks, Captain America and the First Avenger. I think this movie sucks.
Okay.
I flat out think this is one of the worst MCU movies.
I'm not arguing that. I think it's mid. We can put it there.
I gotta put that shit in trash tier, bro.
What's the one? What else did we put in D tier?
Man.
It's
for sure.
It's
sure. I flat out think Guardians 2 is better than Captain America.
I'm not mad at that.
First Avenger. Now, speaking of the typo that I just made with my mouth, this is one of those clear S tiers that I was talking about.
S tier.
Winter Soldier.
My favorite MCU movie still. Just, man, like, I talked about this movie not too long ago on here. I remember just finding out that they were running with this storyline and being like really hype about it. This is one of my favorite comic book stories, and they did such a great job of it. And to this day, the best fight scenes in the MCU come from this movie, in my opinion.
I agree. I moved one around in the order because I think it's going to be important.
Okay.
To our discussion. So the next one that we have here is Doctor Strange.
All right, man. I enjoyed Doctor Strange. The bald white lady as the ancient one was really, 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 really bothered me. That probably maybe more than it could have, but I ain't gonna lie, it bothered me. So I think Doctor Strange is a good movie, though. I would put it in B tier.
I agree. I was gonna say the same thing. It's a different type of movie. Not a lot of air combos, but there's some magic
combos.
Yeah. Okay. Here's another one where
what's this?
It's not an S tier movie, but this is one of the best movies in the MCU, in my opinion. This is the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, first Guardians of the Galaxy, love it. My only gripe with these movies, again, I'm an action snob. Just Gamora, man. I just think she should be a way better, more dominant fighter. Gamora is one of the best fighters in Marvel.
In the universe.
In the whole universe, bro.
Yeah.
But I think this is an A tier movie. First Guardians is a classic.
I agree. I was going to put it in A tier as well. All right, man. Here's another movie that I think flat out sucks.
Uh-oh.
Iron Man 3, trash.
Trash. Is there make an E tier? Make a E tier and put Iron Man 3 down there, bro.
Yeah, this shit is weak.
I can't stand Iron Man 3.
The weak tier. Make that shit black. I don't even want the implication that black people. I'm gonna make
it white. Oh man. Make it like magenta.
All right. Okay. Weak. Oh, see, I'm doing this thing again where I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm doing this thing again where I don't know what I'm doing. I do that a lot.
D.
I do that a lot, especially when it comes to technology.
What's going on?
And putting things together. I'm not good at technology, and I'm not good at building stuff.
Yeah, man, I'm not handy, and I don't have any misgivings about it. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I'd rather just call.
See, the reason why I get confused is because it automatically does it. You don't have to press a button. You don't have to push
anything.
So I thought
no confirmation button.
Yeah. And so when I'm thinking that if I press add row, it'll confirm what I've just done, but no, it just adds a new one. Okay. So yeah.
All right, we're good now. All right. So yeah, I would put that in the weak tier as well. Did not like it.
Okay. Let me sure did I make the right one. Okay, cool. So now we got
Iron Man 2.
All right, let me make sure I'm seeing this right.
Okay.
No, we got those flipped. This is Iron Man 3.
I can stay there. They can both stay in there.
Iron Man 2? You think, bro, I thought Iron Man 2.
Man.
Iron Man 2.
Wait a minute. Which one's the Mandarin one? Where they had
That's
the
3.
fake. Oh, okay, trash tier. Yeah.
Iron Man 2 was not my favorite, but I think it was C, D tier.
I don't like it. You can
we'll put it in D tier.
I'll put it, I wasn't a fan. That's the one where they did the AIM with AIM, the scientist.
Hammer.
Yeah.
Hammer, Justin Hammer.
Okay, yeah.
And they killed, bro, when the fucking, his imitation suit, like straight up killed that dude when it like turned around.
Yes, bro.
Yeah, that sucks. Okay. So the next one that we have is Spider-Man.
Like I cannot, Homecoming. Bro. I can't forgive Iron Man 2 or 3 for doing the Mandarin thing, bro. Yeah. Like I love Mandarin. He's one of my favorite villains, and I was super excited from the trailers. Oh my goodness, that was really bad, bro.
I mean, they destroyed his legacy. Bro.
Yeah, it was weak. All right.
So Spider-Man Homecoming, this is the first Spider-Man movie.
This is the first Spider-Man movie. I like this movie a lot. I really liked Vulture. I think this is an A-tier movie.
I agree. It's the best depiction of a combination Peter Parker and Spider-Man.
Agreed.
In the same movie. Okay, so is this the Edward Norton Hulk?
Oh, this is interesting now. Okay. This is the Edward Norton Hulk.
Okay.
This is, now look, man, some of y'all need to go back and watch this movie, man. I think this is a good movie. I think this is a great depiction of Hulk. Like, I like the look more in this movie. I like the green eyes and the shaggy hair. I just like it better. I like the way he looks better.
I agree.
And he was an animal. I like he tears apart a car and puts the pieces of the car on his boxing gloves, bro.
Then he thunderclaps he thunderclaps a fire off a helicopter. I think that's what he does. Ridiculous.
Fantastic.
For me, this is either B or A tier.
I like this movie. I don't know if it's a hot take. I think this is an A tier movie, bro. I really do, especially for the time that it came out in, and considering that this is when we were starting to get all the good, like, we had Iron Man, and now I think there's Iron Man, and then there's that as the best solo films, in my opinion, and obviously Black Panther. But if we're talking about the solo films, it's one of the best ones.
Okay, so here's where it's going to get interesting. We have a battle for S tier here.
Okay.
I think after these next two, I think I can reasonably say that we don't have another S tier candidate. I don't think.
What's this, First Avengers?
First Avengers. Wait, we gonna do them at the same time.
Oh, okay.
First Avengers and Iron Man 1.
Man 1. Oh.
These are both worthy of S tier. Now the question is, can we live in a world where we have 5 S tiers, or does somebody have to sit down?
Oh man,
what do you think? I think my instinct says that Avengers is in.
I think Avengers is S tier, bro.
I think it's in. The question is,
they pulled it off, and none of us thought they could do it.
We'd never seen anything like that before.
Yeah.
The question is, does Iron Man deserve? Because, bro, Iron Man got this shit started, bro.
It did.
Some of the best. We had never seen visual effects like that before.
Nothing
Tony,
like it, man.
and nobody had really.
Tony making the suit.
Yeah, bro. Robert Downey Jr. nailing the
role of Tony Stark, bro. This is like the beginning of, and then bro, it all comes full circle. You get to see Tony go from being like a self-centered, kind of a douchebag to making the sacrifice in every movie, bro. He carries the missile to space in the first Avengers, man. And then he goes from that to putting the glove on. Man, I think it's got to be S tier, bro. I think we got to. I think we got to.
Okay, I'm not mad at it, bro.
I think we got to live in a world where we got that many S tier.
Okay, S tier is closed now. There's no more. There's no more.
Closed.
There's no more. And I think we'll be okay. I don't think we have anything else to challenge this worthy of an S tier. We got one or two A tiers. So let's go ahead. So the next one.
What's that?
Oh yeah, weak. Thor the Dark World, weak.
Even though this movie did have, I thought Malekith the Accursed was a cool choice for a villain, but
I don't even, bro. I don't even remember. I don't even remember that. That's how bad I remember this movie. I don't even remember that.
The movie's terrible. You're not wrong. It did have the ether in it.
The ether was. I do remember that.
Infinity Stone. Yep. Other than that, though, I thought this movie was horrible.
Weak
sauce. What we got next?
This movie, I think, has aged better than I thought. I still don't like it.
What is it?
This is the first Thor.
Weak.
Really? You put all the way in weak?
Bro, I hate all the Thor movies except Ragnarok. I think they're trash.
All right, man. I ain't mad at you. I was gonna put it in D tier.
In a long time.
You want to put it in weak tier?
You can put it in D tier because you have the fresher. I haven't seen it since it came out. I didn't like it that much.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I'll put it in D tier because Thor has some hilarious moments in the movie where this nigga went into the pet shop looking for a horse. I need a horse. I require a horse.
Also, the part where he drinks and then
smashes the mug
on the ground.
Yeah, no, it had its moments. But this is where Marvel fans gotta not be bullshit.
Yeah,
there are some MCU films that are trash.
Right. Agreed.
And these three are among them.
Right.
Now, speaking of Thor Ragnarok.
I think this is A tier.
I agree.
I really love Ragnarok because Thor's one of my favorite Marvel characters, and I was very disappointed with his character up until Ragnarok.
Yep. He's awesome. He was cold in the first Avenger.
He was, but his look, man, it was like, I don't know why, it was just bothering me.
You needed the helmet?
I needed the helmet, bro. I needed the helmet, and I love Fat Thor. Because he's got the hair and the beard, man. I just think it fits and just looks better. You know what I mean?
Bro, he was dual wielding Mjolnir and Stormbreaker
and he had
for a while.
Mjolnir, Stormbreaker.
That was fire.
Come on, fantastic, great. What we got next?
The next one is Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. I mean, I thought it was good. I'm kind of indifferent on it. I didn't hate it, but didn't love it. I think it's a good movie, though. I put it in C tier.
I would put it in B tier. Here's why. And it's gonna make some of you niggas mad, goddammit. But look, bro,
she's a girl.
That movie was good. It did what it needed to do, right? Like, it established another powerhouse character. It gave you a perfectly good reason as for why we hadn't seen her.
Brought some cool stuff into the universe with the Kree and the Skrulls.
And I love Cosmic Marvel. Expanded the cosmic universe. I thought it was a B tier movie, and I know people don't like, for whatever reason, Brie Larson, but she was good in the role.
I thought she was fine. She's whatever.
And the scene where she has the mohawk underwater, that shit was fire, bro.
That was really dope.
Super dope. Okay,
read.
Now these last two are gonna be tough, I think.
Okay.
Let's start with Spider-Man: Homecoming.
No, that's Far From Home.
Sorry, Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Look, man, I did not really like this movie. I've seen it a couple times. I thought Mysterio was a cool choice for a villain, but this is where I kind of started to get annoyed at, I want to see. Okay, man, I want to see Spider-Man fight. You know what I mean? Spider-Man's a good fighter. I want to see, and that's kind of the thing about the Amazing Spider-Man movie with Andrew Garfield. I thought that movie did a really good job of capturing. Yeah, I thought that movie did a really good job of capturing not only that, but his style too. There's that one part where he's wrapping up the lizard in the school and he's crawling around them that movie. I love the action scenes in that movie.
I agree.
This movie, I thought we were gonna get it and then we didn't, and then I just was not really crazy about this one.
I agree. I say it's either B, C tier.
I would put it in C tier. I wasn't crazy about it.
One note about Spider-Man. I love comparing the Spider-Man. I do think all around Tom Hardy is the best Spider-Man.
Tom Hardy? Villain?
Tom Holland. I just think y'all really are underestimating Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man.
Yeah, we're not saying Peter Parker. We're saying Spider-Man.
I think he is the best Spider-Man. Bruh, the best pure Spider-Man, just in terms of the quips.
I do too,
talking
bro.
a little shit. You know what I'm saying?
He nailed that.
And also, bro, you talked about the style, right? But having that like slender, lanky, kind of awkward, weird
he was so good
stuff.
at it, bro.
Like how what's the guy who drew Spider-Man in the 90s? Seth, I keep want to say Seth MacFarlane. What's his name? The guy who did Spawn. Todd McFarlane.
Yeah, Todd McFarlane. I think that's how you say it.
When he drew Spider-Man in the 90s, and he was just real, like super long arms.
Like really long arms. The eyes were like really wide.
Right, yeah.
Come on, man.
Andrew Garfield nailed that shit.
He nailed it. And just like the mature Spider-Man, not like the little kid Spider-Man, I thought he nailed it. So
I'm excited about Tom Hardy though, because God damn it. Tom Holland, because he's young enough to grow into the role.
Absolutely,
and
man.
I'd like to see like a college age Spider-Man 5 years from now, see what that looks like. All right, man. So here's the last one, bro. And I think this is gonna be tough because we might have to hurt somebody's feelings here. Endgame. What are we doing here?
Emotional highs all the way. This was definitely when the on your left callback, when everybody returned from the blip. It was amazing. That was one of the best moments. But I mean, like I said, bro, once the emotion wore off and I watched this movie again, I was kind of like, y'all really doing time travel for 2 hours.
Sort of timey-wimey nonsense a little bit.
Yeah,
and if the writer and the director can't agree on what actually happened in the movie after it came out, then y'all niggas fucked up.
Right.
Like, that's not good. That's not a good thing. Like, I think it was sort of timey-wimey nonsense a little bit.
Yeah, bro.
And I tried to defend it. But like some things just don't hold up.
Well, yeah, I think it's weird that this movie didn't age well, if that makes any sense. Yeah,
and it's the most recent one, or one of the most recent ones.
Yeah, so I don't know, bro. I mean,
I say it's no higher than B tier.
I would put it in B tier off the strength of just the closing chapter. And the last hour of this movie is very good, but it's the first like 2 hours that are kind of
sucks,
very timey-wimey and slow. And
I mean, you got to see. Here's where,
like, I think this movie really picks up on Volmer with Soul Stone, and then after that, from that point on, the movie is what I expected it to be.
So this kind of goes back to support Captain Marvel a little bit, because you get two big payoffs for characters that have been developing in the last third of this movie, and that's Captain Marvel and Scarlet Witch, who both individually, you could make an argument, could have both. You can't see my face right now, but I'm rolling my eyes. In the MCU, you can make an argument that they could have both soloed Thanos.
Absolutely.
In the comic book, however, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, well, actually,
they would have no chance in hell. Maybe Scarlet Witch, depending on who's writing her, could, but they would get Captain Marvel would get bodied by Thanos, even without the gems. But for the purposes of what they set up in the movie, you getting to see them two pay off and like really be like forces of nature out there was really good.
Yeah, I agree.
There we go, man.
Boom.
So well, this is a very balanced list here, man.
I like it. I like it, dog.
No, nothing gets too crazy. We got a balanced A and S tier. Got a couple of weak movies. Got a couple of D tiers. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Hey, well, this might be our most like solid and like thorough tier list to date. So.
I think so too, man.
Good shit.
Save it. All right, y'all. Episode, what was it, 79? In the books. Sir. Hey, man, real quick, y'all. Shang-Chi.
Oh, yeah, we forgot about that.
Shang-Chi trailer dropped. I'm super excited about it. You guys already know. That and the Snake Eyes movie are the movies I'm anticipating the most. The Shang-Chi trailer dropped. I watched it like 10 times. It looked awesome. I'm very excited for that movie. It looks like They are switching it up a little bit. It looks like Mandarin might be his father, instead of Fu Manchu. That's his dad in the comic book.
Yeah, both kind of weird. Legendary
weird
sort
dudes.
Yeah, sort of sorcery type characters.
Yeah, so I would. I don't mind that.
Or are they going to do a pump fake and sort of blend Fu Manchu and Mandarin
together?
Character?
That would be cool. Yeah. I would be here for that as well.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited, man. I thought the trailer looked great. The action looked cool. They got Death Dealer. That's the guy with the face paint on.
Fire.
He's a cool villain from the Shang-Chi comic books. That dude's comic books used to be called The Hands of Shang-Chi, bro.
That's fire.
What about these? The Hands of Shang-Chi.
Bro, that reminds me, in Yakuza Like a Dragon, one of the funniest things about that game is the names of the villains, the names of like the character types. We getting played off right now.
Played off. Get off the air.
One of them is called the Thuggler, which is funny because he's like a street juggler, but he's a thug, so a Thuggler. And one of them is a boxer, right? And his enemy type is a boxer, but the name of that type of enemy is Hands Thrower Monzo. That nigga is just an apt description. That nigga be throwing hands. Let's go.
That's hilarious. Oh, man. Yeah, bro. I'm excited, man. We got some good stuff coming up. And I'm also excited for Black Widow. Let's go. I'm going to see Taskmaster on screen. So, man. Boom.
Check it.
Welcome back, hero.
My word is my sword, Hokage and Batosai, pulling the blades out of the forge, yo. Prior to my knowledge of the Force, was thinking Jedi, but through obtaining holocrons from both sides, I'm under gray skies. Everything that glitter ain't kyber crystal, my mind will lift you. In this time we shine together, disarm your pistol, yo. Welcome to the SwordCast, SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast, SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast, SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast, SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash.